Farmer Bill here for another Minglewood Mondays. This week we're going to talk about pollination and pollinators. I'm out here in front of my corn. Corn is helped by pollination of bees, of course, helps fill out the ears. As a farmer, I'm extremely interested about having bees and pollinators on my farm at all time. And here I'll show you some of the techniques I use to help them.
Pollinators play a very important role in our lives as farmers and as well as all of yours too. 1 bite of every 3 bites of food is there because of pollinators. A pollinator is an animal that moves pollen from the male to the female flower. This helps bring out the fertilization within the flower, thus helping the production of many of our fruits, vegetables, and nuts, not to mention a few of our grains. Nearly every flowering plant on Earth relies on help from pollinators, such as butterflies, beetles, wasps, birds, bats, and more than 16,000 species of bees. Minglewood has many varieties of these pollinators. The preserve has worked hard to provide and improve the habitats for all of our pollinators. We added bees to the farm a number of years ago. It was exciting to first witness how the farm production really went up in the volume of produce we harvested. Along with our hives, we've worked hard to manage our forest and meadows, fostering the native trees and shrubs, allowing the most food we can for our pollinators throughout the growing season. Some of these native trees that help our bees and pollinators are poplars, sourwoods, persimmons, wild cherries, serviceberry, and many others. Minglewood continues to keep a buffer of native grasses and flowers on the edges of our farming areas to provide habitat. The preserve also grows an annual flower pollinator garden. We also have many perennials and herbs that our pollinators use for food and habitat also. Minglewood does not spray any pesticides or poisons. We, along with our neighbors, requested that our local power company would not spray the power lines close to our farm or our homes. They came and put out these signs on all the power sources that ran throughout the neighborhood. They now bush hog and cut instead of spraying large amounts of herbicides and weed killer. We greatly appreciate Surrey-Yadkin Electrical Company providing this option for Minglewood Preserve and all of our neighbors, thus helping our pollinators to flourish. Pollinators help fertilize more than 1,200 crops, including 87 of the 115 crops most commonly eaten by humans. Minglewood Farm and Nature Preserve pushes the envelope when it comes to providing habitat for our pollinators. As farmers and naturalists, we know the important roles they play within our lives, and we very much enjoy watching them here on the preserve. We must celebrate all living things who help humans grow crops. We must protect their habitats. With the knowledge of pollinators in jeopardy, they continue to decline every year. They are a bellwether or a warning of change, and threats to their existence represent a larger threat to all of us. Disturbing evidence from around the world shows this nearly invisible working ecosystem is a very precious resource that requires our attention and support. Climate change, habitat loss, and the use of pesticides all have had a devastating effect on the honeybee population and other pollinators. We must all realize the impact, negative and positive, that we have on the lives of honeybees and their colonies. As you now understand that pollinators are essential to human survival, I'm going to tell you they continue to stay under threat from development, industrial agriculture, and climate change. We must do what we can to protect them and to also continue to create new homes for them in the countryside and in the cities. Many of these native plants are available to plant around your home. You can plant a garden, be it vegetables, flowers, or both, that will help feed and house our pollinators. You can collect seed in the fall from many of our native wildflowers to sow in the spring for planting later in the summer or fall. Let's all work hard to protect our bees and other pollinators. You too can help by finding alternatives to spraying poisons. Allow some of your areas to be planted in native wildflowers and create habitat for you and your neighbors' pollinators. You can collect the seeds, mow less in areas, find alternative to spraying poisons, and create habitat to help our pollinators. All of these recommendations will help protect and grow our pollinator population. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We hope you've enjoyed the video on pollinators. We also hope you'll get outside and discover the pollinators in your backyard and in your neighborhood. See you next week for another Minglewood Monday.